It's From the Bleachers, the podcast. Brought to you by the Fan Sports Network. Maybe you like it. Maybe you don't. It's time for Fan, Not a Fan.
All right, Fan, Not a Fan. Here we go. First things first, let's start with...
There's a company called Big A Fans.
Yeah, I know. I think Costco uses them.
That would be a great big, and then we could say the actual name. We could say the Big A Fans because that's their company
That's
name.
their name.
I don't want to say it right now, but
No, just
it would be kind of fun.
in case.
Anyway, go ahead.
I think
I'm sorry.
the FCC allows that word, but still.
I think they do too, but
still, we'll keep it. We'll keep it a little more PG. Yeah. All right, let's get to it. Fan, not a fan, Mark.
Okay.
So, Madden 2024.
Okay. I love Madden.
The video game franchise has the San Francisco 49ers winning the Super Bowl 10-6.
Oh, 10-6.
10
What
to
the
6.
hell?
Fan, not a fan. Madden is a good metric for determining the winner of the Super Bowl.
Now, okay, I'm a fan of the winner outcome, but 10-6? Okay, Chiefs only score 6 points. I love it. I'm a fan. I talked myself into it.
All right, Mark's a fan. Mark's a fan. I'm going the route of
Not a fan.
Not a fan. I don't think it's a good metric. It's a video game. It doesn't know. It doesn't know.
It does too. It has all the ratings of those players. It has all the Madden ratings.
I have Madden 2024, and the Lions, who made it all the way to the NFC Championship game.
Yeah.
In the season that I played.
Sure.
And I never played against the Lions, so it was all just the computer part.
Yeah.
The Lions finished with 4 wins.
Really?
So I do not think that it's a good metric at all. So yeah, it just depends. You never know. All right. CBS.
Yay.
CBS Sports.
Yeah, CBS.
We're an affiliate of CBS.
Yep, absolutely.
So CBS has confirmed that SpongeBob SquarePants will perform Sweet Victory to kick off Nickelodeon's first ever Super Bowl broadcast. Fan, not a fan of SpongeBob starting it off with Sweet Victory.
Oh, I want to say fan, but I don't know if I can yet. Hold on. If I had kids young again, I think I'd be a fan of it.
Okay.
As an adult, my kids are adults. I just really don't care. I'm going to say not a fan, and
Not
I feel
a fan.
I feel a little dirty
Listen,
because it's bringing kids into the football, and I like that.
For me, 100%
Fan.
100% a fan. I grew up on SpongeBob SquarePants, and I will potentially be changing my channel to Nickelodeon
stop it.
just so I can see that performance. You know how long I've been waiting for one of the halftime Super Bowl performers to sing Sweet Victory just so I can relive my childhood for a little bit, because that was the coolest moment when SpongeBob and his ragtag crew of musicians who were not musicians got together and performed the best halftime show Bikini Bottom has ever seen.
Now, I heard Dora the Explorer will be there as well.
I don't care about Dora.
You don't?
No.
I love Dora.
No. Do you know why I don't like Dora?
Gee, you better not say because. Are you racist?
No, not at all.
Oh, okay.
No, not at all. The reason I don't like Dora is because she'll be like, "Where's the tree?" And you'll be like, "Turn around. It's right there."
Oh, you don't think there's stupid stuff like that in SpongeBob SquarePants?
No, that's a
Yes, there is.
That's a sophisticated show.
Oh, yeah, right.
Yeah.
Boots will also be on the show, too.
Oh, how about that?
The monkey.
I like Boots the monkey.
Yeah.
Boots
Anyway.
is cool.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this Nickelodeon stuff, but you know what? If it gets kids somewhat interested in it, okay. It's just that my kids are all grown now. Obviously, I'm grown as well. So, just not a huge fan.
All right. Let's move on. Fan, not a fan. Dan Quinn joins the ranks as Commanders' new head coach.
You know what? I don't know why I wouldn't be a fan. I'm a fan.
Fan.
I'm sticking with you. I am also a fan of that one. I feel like they should have considered bumping him up to the head coach of the Cowboys, but now they lost him. So what are you going to do now? So, yeah.
So now
I think it's not a bad idea.
You got Vrabel and Belichick. All the head coaching jobs are now filled.
They're done.
They're done. They don't have a spot this year.
Nowhere to land.
And can you imagine this? So Belichick is out there, no job. Could you imagine him in a studio for the NFL? Because he hated the press. He hated, hey, Coach Belichick, how'd your team look today? They looked okay. And that's all he would ever give people. So does he join? I mean, does he just take the year off, or does he join a studio? Because that's what all the other head coaches do. I mean, Cowher, Johnson, all of the really good analysts are all ex-head coaches. Does Belichick follow that? Or I just don't think he has that personality.
I ride off into the night. I'm just
dude.
just time to retire then.
Take it easy, man.
Yeah.
Put some years on your life, because
go move to Southern California and go golfing all the time.
Yeah.
That's what I would do if I were him.
Could you see him golfing in Southern California? He'd have his hoodie.
He'd be so much happier.
He'd have his hoodie on with the cutoff sleeves.
Beautiful.
Out there golfing.
Love it. Out at the Beverly Hills Country Club, just out there in his cutoff sweatshirts.
Oh, Belichick. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. Now, I could see Vrabel possible, doing a studio job.
Yeah.
But, man, when I saw that all the head coaching jobs were taken, where they were filled, and I thought, oh, my gosh, how ironic would that be if Belichick goes to the media side of it, where he hated. It'd be kind of funny though to watch. Well, I would watch the first broadcast, no question about it, just because of my curiosity level.
Yeah. Well, speaking of hires, Seahawks, they hire Mike McDonald, the former defensive coordinator for the Ravens, as their next head coach. Not a fan of that hire.
I'm a fan of it as well. I think sometimes teams get what's the word I'm looking for? They fall in love with what other teams are doing. Now, I know that the NFL is a copycat league, no question about it. I love these defensive guys getting head coaching positions, because it's not just about being a quote unquote offensive genius. It's about being leaders of men. We saw that with the Raiders, a little bit more up close and personal. Josh McDaniels, really good offensive coordinator, a horrible leader of men. Antonio Pierce, thank you. Comes from the linebacker coaches. He's the interim head coach, but he shows that he can be a leader of men. He got the head coaching job again from the defensive side of the ball. And I think organizations are kind of catching on to that, because look at all of the so-called offensive geniuses that it just hasn't worked out. Cliff Kingsbury is another one. He was supposed to have all of these creative offensive plays coming from Texas Tech, going to Arizona, and he flopped as a head coach. Now, I think that he can be a good offensive coordinator. I know the Raiders are looking at him as an offensive coordinator. And this goes back into the 90s, 80s, all the way back. For sure, there's been guys that have been really good offensive coordinators, and they just have not been good head coaches. So I like the fact that they're doing both sides of the ball. They're looking at the man as opposed to whether he's an offensive guy or a defensive guy.
Sure. I like that too. Do you think Dan Campbell was kind of the one that broke that mold of just being like, hey, this is a guy that just people want to follow?
I think he. Yeah, I kind of think so.
He lets his offensive coordinators do their thing. He lets the defensive do their thing. He's not out there play calling at all.
Right.
All he's doing is just hyping up the guys.
Yeah.
I mean, he's playing the head coach role.
Right.
And that's it. He's not playing head coach / also going to call plays for the offense. He's just being a coach.
Yeah.
He is being a leader of the team, and the team figures itself out. He puts his trust into his crew, into his coordinators and the other coaches. He puts the trust into the team, and he just says, guys, I got your back, and he points people in the right direction. Mm-hmm. I think that's kind of where this is heading right now with the NFL. A lot of these coaching hirings, Antonio Pierce is the first one that comes to mind, of course, as we follow the Raiders a little more closely around here. That's another one of those where I'm just, hey, the guys get around him. Mm-hmm. They rally around this guy, so why not put him as your head coach?
Exactly.
I love it.
Yep, me too.
All right, fan, not a fan. Mark Andrews of the Baltimore Ravens saves a woman's life on the plane from Baltimore to Phoenix.
How can you not be a fan of this?
Fan.
Oh, of course.
Big time fan.
Have you heard the story?
I kind of skimmed over it, but let's go ahead and talk about it for a second.
The story basically, so a woman was having a medical emergency on the plane, and medical crews were trying to figure out what was wrong with her, and Mark Andrews, who is a diabetic, type 1 diabetic, stands up and says, hey, maybe her blood sugar's low. I've got a testing kit. I'm diabetic. Can we check it out? sure enough, that's what it was. And so they were able to help her regulate her heart rate. Her heart rate was dropping drastically.
Wow. Yeah.
So they were regulating her heart rate because they were able to figure it out as blood sugar problem. All thanks to Mark Andrews, who is, again, a diabetic himself. And he was the one that hopped up and said, I have an idea.
Amazing.
That's very awesome. And he gave his own diabetic testing kit.
That's pretty cool.
That's pretty sweet.
Yeah. Nice job, Mark Andrews. That's better than winning any Super Bowl.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, dude, saving a person's life.
It's a moral victory, for sure.
That is pretty special.
It is pretty awesome.
Not everybody can say that. And I know not everybody can say they've won a Super Bowl either, but that's pretty special when you can say that you saved somebody's life. No question.
100%. All right, speaking of Super Bowl, 2 footballs from Super Bowl XLIX. Can you tell me what that number is, Mark?
50, 40. 2.
No.
1.
49.
Damn.
49.
I hate Roman numerals.
I do too. Super Bowl 49. Patriots versus Seahawks, by the way.
Okay.
So those 2 Super Bowls are up for auction. One of those was a touchdown pass from Tom Brady to Rob Gronkowski. The second one was a touchdown pass to Danny Amendola. So the first football tied Joe Montana for the most Super Bowl touchdown passes with 11. The second one broke it. Do you feel, fan, not a fan, that you would go into the millions? Because, by the way, those are going into $1 million range at auction. Would you pay over $1 million for one of those footballs? Fan, not a fan. And this is assuming you had the money.
I was going to say,
so.
I guess if money was no issue, why not?
Okay.
But then my next question is, which one do I want? I think I want the one that broke the record. I don't want the one that tied the record, correct?
Sure.
Because they're being sold separately, right?
Yeah. Like batteries with kids' toys.
Wouldn't you
sold
think?
Separately.
Wouldn't you think that the one that broke the record would be worth more than the one that tied the record?
You'd think so. Sure.
Okay. We're going to keep an eye on this because I'm really curious about that. Yeah, I'm a fan. I'm a fan. If I had the money, absolutely, because I'm a sports fan.
Sure.
I would put it right up here with our sports paraphernalia here in the Fan Sports Network
right up there
studio.
with my bowling trophy.
Yeah.
And
there's a baseball.
Signed by Jose Canseco. Bryce Harper card.
Yep.
And
Dallas Cowboys helmet.
Bobblehead of the one and only Mark Musgrave.
Of me. I have a bobblehead in the Fan Sports Network.
There's a couple
studio.
Cowboys things, but we don't need to worry about that.
Yeah. They're
All
out of it.
Last fan, not a fan.
Okay.
And let's see how big of a sports fan you really are with this one.
Oh, boy.
Lewis Hamilton is leaving Mercedes to join Ferrari and Charles Leclerc in 2025.
Oh, I'm a fan.
As you should be. I'm a Ferrari fan
What
when
are
it
you
comes
talking
to
about?
when it comes to Formula One, and
Wait.
you know I'm a Formula One guy.
Is Ferrari now? What does the Red Bull team drive?
They drive Red Bull.
Oh, they just drive
Red Bull is just Red Bull.
What kind of cars are they though?
They're Red Bull cars.
Oh,
They build their own cars. They're just called whatever the brand is.
oh, then I'm a Red Bull guy. You know that.
Yo, I know you're a Red Bull fan.
I'm drinking Red Bull right now as we speak.
You really are, actually.
Yes.
Yeah, that's not even a lie. So Lewis Hamilton, he's driven for Mercedes for a long time. He's won championships with Mercedes, and he's been driving Formula One for quite a long time now. Well, he has officially, as of today, the news has come out that in 2025, he will be joining Ferrari, and he will be joining Charles Leclerc as his teammate, which means Carlos Sainz, who is currently there. Where's he going to go? Who knows? There's rumors that Audi could be getting a team together for 2025 led by Carlos Sainz, but we'll have to see.
If it were me personally, just with those two lines, Mercedes, Ferrari, I'd definitely go Ferrari.
Yeah, that's what I like to hear. I'm not a Mercedes fan.
No.
They're my least favorite.
Yeah.
Thanks for tuning in to that segment of Fan Not a Fan, and of course tuning in to From the Bleachers, the podcast. Subscribe to the podcast so you don't miss an episode, and follow along with From the Bleachers on all of our social media platforms. You can find us at the Fan SN, and of course, thank you for listening.